You know?
The highlight of the evening.
I know. Hey, welcome back.
I left my bag.
Okay, so we are back to regular session. Sorry to have to rush people through their reports. Do we feel like we can do them quickly?
I think so, yeah, I think so, and we do have just a couple of things that we will need to do, so we'll probably have to go a little bit longer if people are okay with that. For the new people, it is not typical that we go past 8 o'clock. But I think that was an important catching everyone up on our executive session, so. I think, Rocco, why don't you take it away?
Yes, please. It is Rocco's show.
So we are on page 14, 1 hour and 48 minutes into the meeting.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and I'm actually going to skip us right down to page 16 is where we'll start. Page 17 is where the revenue report is. So next time when we're here, I'll take a little bit more time to go through what reports we look at every month, why we do this selection of reports, and what sorts of things I want to call to your attention so that you understand what the position of the ESD is. But for expedience sake tonight, we're just going to kind of go through like everybody's been watching these for the last year. So first thing on here, we're going to take a look at revenue. We always see how much revenue we brought in the month. So for the month of June, it is a very small month for revenue. We brought in just over $500,000 of revenues. Most of that is us collecting final tax receipts for the year. It's a big month of everybody getting in final payments before they have to pay penalties. So that is where revenue came in from. On the next page, page 18, we take a look at expenditures. And you'll see we look at the current period of June 25, and I'll direct you down to that first bolded line that says operating expenses, and we'll look all the way over in that total column, and you'll see a $7 million figure. And you don't know this now, but from now on, when you say a $7 million figure, you are supposed to gasp and clutch your pearls, because we don't spend $7 million in a month. What goes on is that June is our most expensive month of the year because we pay a triple payroll to licensed staff during that month. So it's expected that we do this, but our normal operating expense you're going to see on the month is $3.5 million. And Amy keeps me honest on that. And what I'll generally do for you is if it's something other than the 3.5, I'll reconcile that for you so you understand what the discrepancies are between what happened as an anomaly in the month and what happens for normal expenses.
And then just to clarify, Rocco, we still have revenues that will come trickling in because we're not, and I'm pretty sure you wrote that in your.
Yes, we're going to have a boatload of revenues coming in. So if we look at revenues on the special revenue fund, right now, year to date, we've only collected $18 million in revenues. Well, we've spent $20-some million on the grants. We will get reimbursed for all the dollars that we've spent. We just haven't actually recorded them yet because we're in the process of filing that during the last 45 days. So we will see a big influx in revenues coming in as we close out the final 45 days of the year.
Thank you, Rocco.
Amy's gunning for my job. I can feel it.
Oh, Harley.
All right, page 19. I'm going to direct us down to the cash report. I think it is always something you have to keep your eye on. We can move the coconuts around on any one of the other numbers, and it's hard to follow, but we cannot kid about how much cash is actually in the bank. So we watch that number every single month. We ended June with just about $15 million in the bank, and you'll see there was a large decrease because we paid out those 3 payrolls, so we saw the cash balance go down. And then we are going to skip on to page 20. And these are 2 trending reports, and again, we're going to stay focused on cash here. So what you're looking at is the top chart is the cash balance, so how much we had total cash in both of our accounts. And you'll see that kind of fluctuate by month as the revenues and expenses kind of flow in and out in a bumpy fashion. The second chart looks at the trailing 12-month average. So you're always looking at a 12-month period that moves forward, and what you would look for is you're looking for kind of a flat line. So the reason you see that decreasing slope in the beginning is because we were paying for renovation during part of that time. So we had more money in the bank and we started paying it out. and that sort of going down. What you do see is that once you hit that sort of February 24, you see that sort of stable average cash that's going through, and that's what we're looking for. We would always be on the lookout for a trend where cash is decreasing, particularly if we don't know why it's decreasing. We should always know why, or if it's sort of something that isn't deliberate. So I always would direct your eyes there. We can't fudge that number. So you can watch that one as one of the best measures we have to make sure that everything here is the way that it's supposed to be. And I'm going to close it up there unless anybody has any questions on financials. Terrific.
All right, thank you, Rocco. And then Jason's superintendent report.
Okay, so I am going to suggest that I'm going to hit on letter A, on page 21 and 21 through 23. I'm just going to give you a little bit of process and see if you have any questions regarding this. We go through and do strategic planning where we come up with our tasks and activities for each program. And then there's a holistic report that will come to the board in September that outlines all of these. And then what Lisa does is she keeps us on track by taking the ones that we identified that we're going to report on a month-by-month basis, and we have administrators write an update about those particular activities, and then those get put in front of you each month. And so this is what we have for June. It closes out our school year. I won't go into details about this, but I certainly can answer any questions. And then what we'll do is we'll build this chart again for this next year, and then you'll see this come up in October through June again. So you'll have a chance to take a look at the plan in September, and then we'll go through and we'll start having these updates again. This is probably the biggest chunk that you'll see at the end of the year. Usually it's only about a page and a half, just for context here. And you can see a number of the different things that we have. The other part that I would share here is that you see any of them that say board/hay, we will have a specific conversation about those, because those are things that the board is involved with doing with me, and so we'll want to work on identifying those, and I'll probably be looking to you for having that conversation, and I'll have a recommendation of items for the August and September meeting for that. I don't know, any questions regarding the strategic plan report? Okay. I'm going to suggest, because I think that we will actually have probably more time in the August meeting, we won't need an executive session in the August meeting, so I think we're actually going to have a bigger chunk of time. And so if this works for you as Chair, Amy, I'm going to suggest that items B through E we actually bring into August, because I want to have a bit of a discussion around appreciation, and I think that going through those roles and responsibilities pages that are in there from pages 24 through 28 need some time for us to do it well, and I want to honor everyone's time here tonight. So you can take a look at those. You already have, because you've read your packet, but we'll put those in the packet in August, and we'll come back with that. And so this leads us to just a couple of other things. I mentioned already our participation in Albany Pride Fest on July 26th. I'd welcome you to stop by and say hi to some of our staff that are going to be there. We signed up for a nonprofit booth, so we'll have a tent and whatnot. Have stickers? So there's going to be stickers, and there's a new sticker that you'll get to see that is our logo with some pride colors on it. It's pretty cool that they put together, and also t-shirts and whatnot. So that's going on the 26th. The other thing that is really important this week, and if you can talk with me and Lisa about either after this meeting or sometime in the next 24 hours, if you are interested in going to the AESA conference, that's the Association of Education Service Agencies. So basically the national conference for ESBs. It happens the week after Thanksgiving. It's what I think one of the better conferences for us to attend, but we actually need to register. We already got enough rooms if anybody wants to come. We've got enough hotel rooms that we can cancel if we don't use them, but if you're interested in that, please let Lisa or me know so that we can get you registered for that conference.
That's for the November one.
It's the first week of December.
Beginning.
First week of December.
Oh, that one, the
Yeah.
AES, yeah, that is
Yeah,
true,
it's-
that
it's
is
after
one.
Thanksgiving.
For
Yep.
the OSBA summer conference, I need to note, like, I have to register by Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
For the
okay.
summer conference in Salem,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is just August 8th, and like the 10th.
Do you have what the program, what it's gonna be about?
They
'Cause
haven't.
they haven't released it and it's next
No.
month? Okay,
Just what's on their website, that's all.
okay.
Okay, and then that is, how about this? Why don't I go to, G, and then we'll do the action items, does that work?
Okay.
Amy? So if you go to item G here with, under the superintendent's report, this is something for us to think about, and we certainly need to figure out a schedule for. But I'm gonna recommend to, see, I had a paper for myself to, some notes about this. I'm gonna recommend to the board that we, as a part of board professional development, that we actually work with OSBA over the course of 2 or 3 sessions. I believe that he actually scoped it out. I thought it was 2, so for the new people that I just met with, and I said it was 2, actually I think it's 3, but we can clarify that. But, that we go through and we do some OSBA training, and what we've identified with, the OSBA trainer that would work with us, who happens to be a former board member from Corvallis, is doing a session on, oh, is that?
It's Vance.
It's Vance, yep. And it's a session on school finance and budget. These are, I guess it's not a session, he's gonna put some of these together, but these are the modules that they have. Public meetings and ethics, which I think is a really important one for you to get right away, and that's what one of the first parts that he would hit. Board governance essentials, just how the board functions and everything, and then also an introduction to educational equity. So, there's a lot of different standards that OSBA has. I would recommend for any of you to use your OSBA login to do some of the individual training that they had. In past years, I've gone through all of the individual training just as a superintendent, so that I'm well-versed in how boards work. But I also think that it would be really important for us to have some in-person training altogether to build that kind of cohesive understanding. So, we have a tentative date. I don't know if this will work for everybody though, so, but Vance just said, let's try to get something on the calendar, because their calendars are filling up. But the tentative date at this point is to do the first session, August 25th, that's a Monday, from 6 to 9 p.m. So I don't know, thoughts about that day? It's 3 hours.
Wait, in the morning?
No, p.m.
Oh, sorry, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna sleep.
No. I'm an early riser, but I'm not doing a meeting at 6 a.m.
No, thanks.
No, I'm with you there.
Okay.
So that's the suggestion.
26.
Where is the other one?
That's the only one we have on the calendar.
That's the only one that we have on the calendar. However, he did give us some other dates as well. 9/3 or 9/4. He also gave us, I'll give the August ones first. He also gave us the 27th or 28th in August. However, the 27th is a bargaining day, so that wouldn't work.
Okay.
But the 28th is, something that could maybe work.
Is that at the same time?
That's August, yeah. He was saying 3 hours, do it in the evening.
Are we gonna have food?
We can have food.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Can we have food?
Yes, we can.
Based on the OGEC?
Yes, we actually we're working with OSBA on that. I was hoping to have some
Okay.
policy for you to look
Okay.
at.
Okay.
I'm crossing my fingers that we'll have that for August, but yes, yeah, but good on it. It's around
No,
that,
I did not eat
think.
any food this time, so if
Yeah.
you want to explain,
Yeah.
I did not participate.
That's good. We have that in the public record, so we're good. Yeah.
Can we give our explanation? I
Yeah.
won't be here on the 27th.
You won't, okay.
I'm gonna be in transit from somewhere.
Okay, so
Yeah,
no on the
28th, I might have a
25th. Yep.
city council
28th.
meeting, so.
How about the 28th?
28th, yeah,
And it's
good.
27th when we're doing the bargaining?
27th is bargaining, yeah.
28th is good.
28th? we'll have to check with him to make sure he's still available, but, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah, and that's from 6 to.
6 to 9 is what he
6
suggested.
to 9,
Yeah.
okay.
So the 25th and no.
25th is a no, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's-
Like August 28th, you said?
August 28th. Is that a no for you, Lori, or?
Well, I have family in town, but I need to understand, because of my drive.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Would there be a possibility?
We could also do Zoom.
Zoom I could
Yes.
make work.
We can always do Zoom.
And for
Yeah.
meetings too, because sometimes life happens, so we have the possibility of
There's-
participating in
Yeah.
board meetings on Zoom.
There's been lots of times where any number of people have benefited from time.
Yeah.
Illness, you know.
And usually
family.
David joins us through.
Yeah.
Zoom
David,
anyway.
yeah.
Okay, so should we shoot for the 28th, and we'll confirm with email.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll look at that. So that was one thing I just wanted to put out there, so thank you for that. Lisa and I will work with, OSBA on that schedule. Okay, so now we are at the point to have any discussion around the board meeting schedule.
Mhm.
Oh,
And
wait,
so-
before we,
Yes,
so for
I'm
the
sorry.
training, that's 2 days, were we only looking at 2?
Well, why don't we just try to find the first,
Okay,
and then we'll see
We'll go
if,
from there.
he gave us a bunch of dates, but these, at this point, these are pretty stale.
Okay.
This is a couple weeks ago, so I'm wondering what that's gonna be like, so,
okay.
and I'll bring it back, or I'll send out an email to you. Okay, no?
It's not on my calendar, but I'm on another board, and that's our board meeting.
Oh, that's your board meeting. Okay, so how about 9/3? How about the 3rd of September?
When does school start?
The 2nd,
Of September?
yep.
Yeah, because like,
I should be okay.
settle third.
3rd, yeah?
Oh, my God.
Okay, all right, let's try to do the 3rd then.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good, sounds good, thank you. Yeah, that will be a long day, right? Okay, so the next one is the board meeting schedule. And I know I sent out an email, just in terms of giving a little bit of background and the reason why, I would, love for you to entertain the idea of moving the board meetings, either to Tuesday or Thursday, nights instead of Wednesdays, is for me to be able to have an opportunity to, engage with my community in a volunteer, thing that happens every Wednesday night. So that is my request.
So we have tentative, schedules based on Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, and Thursday nights. So we get to choose what we'd wanna do. So and since it's in the packet, we've had an opportunity to think about it a little bit. I was thinking the easiest way to go about this might be just go one by one and ask what works best. Go right on here.
Can I just add?
Yeah,
something? I just wanna share what Jason was like, the community and that was volunteer
Yeah.
firefighter. And I just wanna
Yeah,
share.
I think that's commendable, so.
But
Yeah,
you're probably doing that with negotiations already.
Yeah. Yeah, I live in Adair Village, and they have a volunteer fire department, and ever since I moved there 4 years ago, it's something that I've wanted to do. And, I think it would be a nice way to use my brain in a different way and be able to serve my community. So, thank you, Nancy, I appreciate that.
Thanks. Totally agree.
It's always just challenging my role of wanting to make sure that you know I prioritize this, first and foremost. But, so it's always a little strange to just selfishly ask for something.
All right, so Denise, what is your availability for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday? What are you able to do?
So, I could make it work. If we're gonna change, Thursday would actually be my preference. I can make Tuesday, work. My Wednesdays, I could make that work as well, but it ends up being a very long day for me anyway.
Mm-hmm. All right, Michael?
Yeah, similarly, I could make all of them work. In fact, let me back up. I think it's a great idea, and I wanna honor, moving off Wednesdays for Jason. So between Tuesday and Thursday, make them work, but Thursday be a preference. There's something that happens on Tuesday that, what is it, the third?
Third.
Yeah, there's something, so I would rather have Thursday,
Okay,
but not a deal.
okay, good to know. All right, and I can do, I'm sure I'll have, especially as my kids' work schedule gets going, I'll just play that by ear and we'll figure it out, because I don't even know what that is yet. But, I could do any of the days. All right, moving down the line. Bill.
Tuesdays or Thursdays work for me. If we go to Thursday, I'll have to Zoom for the first one.
Oh, okay, just that one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You said Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Right.
And then Miriam.
I do want to honor also that to support Jason on this. So for me, if I have to choose between Tuesdays or Thursdays, for me Tuesdays, my reason why is because I am a single parent and Fridays are my transition days. I have committed to my family that I'm spending Thursday with my family. So because I did that commitment, that would mean I won't be able to serve as a board member because I did make that commitment. So Tuesdays for me.
Okay, Lori.
I will switch to Tuesday or Thursday if Jason comes in and he's here.
I'll ask them if I can do that once I actually complete the training.
It's an expectation
That,
now.
okay, I'll talk to them about that, but, yeah. That's too funny.
So just to clarify, Miriam, you would not be able to
I
participate on
cannot do
Thursday?
Thursday, no. One, because like I said, that is the day that I have spent for my family.
Mhm.
Because on Fridays, they go over to their dads, and that is a commitment. And especially since our meetings go late, that would mean I'm not gonna be able to have time with my kids at night.
Okay. So I think that would be only a hard no for a Thursday. I know, I know there were some preferences for Thursday, but some people could make Tuesday work. How do we, I think most of us feel like we want to honor Jason's desire to, have Wednesdays free for volunteering as a volunteer firefighter. And I know that Tuesdays are not as easy for some people, but in order to allow Miriam to participate and still have her family time, would we be able to do Tuesdays? No?
Yeah, I'm not gonna fight it, but, you know, I miss time with my family. This is something we choose to do. Something we choose to do. And we're all, whether we have kids or kids are grown up.
Wednesdays work
Wait,
for
wait,
me.
wait, well,
That's what I'm saying. If
no.
I have to do
I'm
that,
done, I'm just gonna say, we choose to do this. And we choose, and I choose, and I have other volunteer positions, each one of them I choose. And, so my family misses out, that's part of the deal. We don't get paid for this. And, but that's fine, it's not a big, what I'm missing is not a big deal on Tuesday, but I more wanna just reinforce that idea that we are all volunteers, choose to do this, we are all missing time with our families, that's part of the deal. That's all I wanted to say. Whatever our familiar, family situation is.
I am a single parent, but my family always comes first, and I'm here to support Jason. And Wednesdays work for me because I put that in my parenting
That's
plan.
fine. Yeah,
Okay?
That's fine, but, and I want to support Jason too, so I'm fine to move, it's just, we all have, I just want to.
I just don't like being
Try not
accused,
to- let's try not to
but
get
not
personal,
being
guys.
service enough.
Okay. Are we able to make Tuesdays work without?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that then. All right, so we are going to accept the Tuesday night schedule that we have just agreed on. And so that is the one out of the packet that we will take. And then,
And so we really should have, a board action to approve that meeting schedule.
Exactly.
And then it'll also be a part of that resolution.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep, all right, yeah, no worries.
A discussion, or is that discussion over? because I wanted to.
No, sure, absolutely.
I just want to appreciate really, that the time that everybody gives, because I think we all do give, but we also understand that in terms of our lived lives, though, that we do carry different capacities to how much we can give. And when you're a single parent, it's different, right? Versus if you are a member of a two-parent household, and when you have the kids on a certain day, it does change, like your capacity to give, right? Because if you have the kids on whatever days it is, it means that you need to show up. That's what it means, versus when you have the kids all the time, you and your partner kind of can help to balance some of that. So I wanted to know that.
Thank you for that, and I would agree with that. Any other discussion?
Yeah. If I may, I think that, I just want to say a couple things. First of all, I greatly appreciate the support, because it's a personal ask from me, and so I do appreciate the flexibility with that. And I really, and I'll share this with Miriam afterwards, she's left the room, but really can acknowledge, I have been in Miriam's shoes. I have been a single where I had my kids on Wednesday and Thursday nights. I can acknowledge my own lived experience around that, of attending board meetings for the last 5 years, or last 3 years on Wednesday nights, when I had kids that were at home without me on nights. So I totally get that, and I also can acknowledge what Michael's saying, that, yeah, this is, everybody gives in different ways. And so I think what you said, Denise, is right on, is that, we have to look at, people have different experiences, and, there's a different load, that's hard about these things. And so, I can appreciate there's a degree of tension here, but I think one of the things that and it's okay, one of the things that I think I'm really proud of our group for, and I think that our new board members are going to you're all going to get to experience this, is that we can have discussions and work through things that have difference of opinions about things. So it's great. So I appreciate what you said, Michael, and I appreciate what Miriam said, and then Denise, you following up. So thank you, and just thank you for the consideration. Yeah, it's just those different times of our lives when I'm in a different time of my life right now, which is why I can look at a volunteer opportunity like this, because now I have adult children. Which, by the way, once you get there, for those of you that have had adult children, God help all of the people who have adult children, just like like kids that, when they're little, but, there's differences with that too. So, yeah, but, thank you. So I think we would need a motion and an approval of the schedule here, and then I'll explain the organizational resolution.
All right, so is there any more, does anyone have any more questions? All right. Okay. So do I have a motion to approve the schedule for Tuesday nights? And then the verbiage for that, since we did move it, or no, that's for the next one. So whoever makes the motion, if you just want to clarify that we are going to adopt the one for the third Tuesday of the month.
Make a motion that we adopt the meeting schedule for the third Tuesday of the month.
Okay. All those in favor, or discussion, I guess, already. I'm assuming no, but just part of the process. All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those against? So moved. All right, and then going off of that, since the night of the meetings is in our organizational resolution. And so whoever makes the motion, just clarifying that this is, because we have the wording for the motion on the paper and we moved it. So it is in, it's about halfway down, page 2, under 5. So, I don't know if you want to give just a brief,
Yeah,
this is a
so
yearly thing.
it is. So I think it's just important that everybody knows what we're looking for in approval. Organizational resolutions, are a part of our structure that we must have these approved on an annual basis. And really what it is it identifies key, individuals or key, entities that serve certain roles. So you can see that, everything from, identifying who the signers for financial things are, so that would be me as executive administration officer, as the formal clerk and budget officer, Rocco and me as executive financial officer, and Rocco as deputy clerk, us as custodians, Rocco and I as custodians of funds in terms of signing checks. So there's that. It also identifies who our auditor is, who our attorney is. So number 6 is the Hungerford Law Firm. Our auditor is Polly Rogers and Company. It does identify when we hold our meetings, and Lisa does have a version of this that says Tuesday on it that Amy and I would end up signing. It identifies which media outlets we post our public meetings, who our bank is, and then finally just the board performs the contract review under ORS Chapter 279. And so that's really what it is, and we just need to do this every year. So this is something that you will see in every July board meeting.
Any questions? Okay, do I have a motion? It's in the middle of page 2, under 5. This adopt resolution.
Okay. I move that we adopt resolution 01-2526 of the LBL ESD organization, but the LBL ESD organization resolution as presented by Jason Hank.
All right, it has been moved and seconded. Any comments? All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those against? Passes unanimously. And we are at the end of our agenda. So, important dates, so just clarifying, since we've decided on Tuesday nights, I believe the next meeting would be Tuesday, August 19th, I believe. Double check that for me. And then there is Lisa, what is the dates of the OSBA conference?
The 8th to the 10th.
The 8th to the 10th?
Pre-conference, and
Okay.
then the
9th and
10th
10th.
is the actual conference.
The actual conference. So if anyone wants to do that, just let her know, ASAP.
Yes.
Since
Before Friday.
before Friday, because registration is closing. And then we will adjourn at 8:21. Sorry about the extra time tonight, guys.
Great.